Okay, I am so pumped for today's interview. Today we have Patrice Barakat and Mark Meismer. They are a BFF duo, phenomenal choreographers. They're the brains behind the University of Tennessee jazz routines. So you know that we got some good stuff here. Patrice also owns Cutting Edge Dance Center in California, and Mark is also on staff there, and he is a choreographer for lots of the groups there. And he is also on faculty with Nouveau Dance Conventions. And I could go on and on about these two. They are amazing and have the best personalities. So this will be a good time. I'm so excited. Here we go. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All right, cool. Well, let me just ask y'all the first question. We'll keep it real quick. Real short. This one is from Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Hey, Casey.
So she wants to know what methods or tricks to get teams to hit their turn sequences in sync.
That's a good one.
Do you want to go?
Practice. I mean, hours on end of just
drilling.
Pinpointing where your focus is, where the upper body is. I mean, cleaning every single detail and pushing yourselves and your team, like giving yourselves rules and like games to play to make you not fall out of it and such.
And I think also like videotaping it and going back to look at their timing, because when you see, sometimes they feel like they're together and they feel like they're on point, and you look at the video and the timing's off. So when you really can see the teams that are the tightest, it's days and days and hours and hours and hours of work. And the videos, I think, really help them see whose leg is at different heights, who's spotting differently. It's a little bit easier to see the breakdown of it.
I think keeping the focus of the people in front of you too. If you obviously you're going to have the strongest turners in the front, so if the people in the second, third, even fourth lines are out of the corner of their eye, keeping the visuals of the people in front of them with them and staying with them, that's a really helpful tool.
Right. Got it. Great answers. Okay, this is Karen. She wants to know.
Hey, Karen.
She wants to know, then this might be a long one, but what's your creative process like when you're choreographing a piece? Do you come up with an outline, or do you just fly by the seat of your pants? And what like inspires you usually?
Oh.
Each other and the kids. The very first thing we always do is we look at each other and say, how do you see it starting? So we kind of talk about that, and as we go, we might like teach a combo that'll eventually be used in the piece, but most of it is just winging it. We definitely do a process called Yes, Maybe, Thank You, and they have to, like, we'll say, okay, show us how many turns you can do, show us your tilts, and then they'll get either a yes for, okay, you're a yes for 5 pirouettes. So then when it gets to that point, we can say, who got a yes for this, who got a yes for that.
Who's the leg people, who's the jumpers.
Yeah, so it makes the process, instead of auditioning it and evaluating as we go, we just spend about 2 hours doing that at the beginning, and then it makes the rest of the process go a lot faster.
Which is
we do sometimes map out, like, this will be the turn section. This seems like a really good group dance section. This is, obviously, we have to build from this part up, and this is the climax of the song where we do, so we kind of like figure out where the turns go, where the big dance section goes, and kind of build this. Maybe this is a cool lift part, and kind of map it out, and then we go off each other and off the team's talent. And the music obviously is, I mean, I know it's huge for us, is what inspires you besides the talent of the dancers, but having good music behind what you do, like picking the music,
that's everything.
So important.
And
it is. And then piecing it together, like once we get through a big chunk, then we go, what does this need? What does that need? And then we kind of embellish.
I think sometimes we will be super inspired by a section too, and we'll go to each other, and the other one will say, you're feeling it? Go. And then we'll embellish and kind of tweak it, what the other one's doing, to embellish it even more and make it even stronger.
That's
and we also do, like, we'll do the same section, but we'll do two, like, Patrice will do a section, the same part, and I'll do the same part, but we'll have 2 sets of choreography, and then we'll overlap them. So like the first and third row are doing that, or second and fourth are doing floor work. So we kind of layer it as well, which is really helpful to give a dynamic.
I love Yes, Maybe, Thank You.
Oh, it's so helpful. We've always done it. Yeah.
That's so great.
They can do it under pressure and consistent,
Yeah, and then you guys don't have to remember everything. They remember who got the yeses and
right. Well, and 90%, I just pulled up that number, of dancers have a thing or a thing or two. Very few are good at everything.
Exactly.
So, we always go into it saying, don't get discouraged if you get a thank you. There's just a caliber and a standard that we expect. And, you might do 5 pirouettes every 4th time, but it has to be consistent. So getting a maybe or a thank you doesn't mean you're not good at it. It just means that for this piece, with this group of people, you're not ready, you guys.
And then when you're staging it, you'll know, okay, we need these girls with good legs in the front because we're going to do this leg, or we're going to do this turn, or we're going to have like 6 girls or 5 girls do 4 pirouettes, fouette, triple pirouette. That if someone's in the front that's on a turner, you got to map. It's a little bit easier when you're staging choreographing to already have those answers answered.
That's amazing.
That's good. That's good.
You might have everybody now being like, okay, we're going to use yes, maybe, thank you this time.
That's good. Whatever works.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, the third question and the last question is from Erin.
Hey, Erin.
Hey, Erin.
She said, help.
Oh. We'll try.
She's a new dance coach and she has a new team, but all the skill levels are different. So some beginner, some advanced. How does she basically hit difficulty on the score sheet when there's a big range of talent?
I think it's definitely my biggest thing. I know I always say when I'm judging or am choreographing as well is accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. So, and in doing so, it actually goes hand in hand with yes, maybe, thank you. Is, if you do have beginners on your team, don't try to make them do things they can't do or hide them in the back row. We can still see them. You know what I mean? So varying the choreography where these ones are really living with this upper body movement in the back or the sides or whatever. I just think making the people do who can do it. So it very much goes with yes, maybe, thank you. Audition them, give them the opportunities, and if they want, rolling the phone is really hurting you guys. So if they, and that will do a lot of inspiring for them too, because it makes them want to work for that. Okay, I want to get a yes for next audition, so I'm going to work hard to get that skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, everyone wants to team turn and all these girls doing 4 pirouettes or your team, but you will lose if you don't execute it. So it's not beneficial to say you all have to do 4 or 5 when literally 3 or 4 girls can't do it. So take your strength and highlight that, and like I say, highlight that in fluorescent green, and you got to disguise the weaknesses. And it's okay to do levels and have someone on the floor where there's a big trick going on, or have your strongest people. Make sure you know when you're choreographing where you put your focus. So if you have someone that's super strong soloist, or maybe a few girls that can do something, you draw your eye to the strength, and you can make pictures around that as well.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be doing, less choreography, but sometimes a group section is a little bit simpler, that they're not as strong, and then keep the strong technical people doing a little bit harder elements where you will get a technique point. And also strive for the girls that are a little bit weaker to try to get those elements. Start with the whole team doing 3 pirouettes. And if they can't, then make it a double out. And you know what I'm saying? Because the quality of the turn in this world is more important. If you put that heel down,
devastating.
Bam, it's over so quickly.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You really want to get the quality. And of course, it's more impressive that everyone does 4 pirouettes, sure. But it's really hard to get a whole team to do that. So don't be afraid to strive high, shoot for a triple or 4. And then if it's not happening consistently, take it out. Or take people out of that part.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I know we both have seen some tremendous movers and dancers that maybe aren't super flexible or really haven't found their center for their pirouettes yet.
Yeah.
They might have an amazing quality of movement that can be living in the center or have their moments. So just because they're technically weaker at this time doesn't mean they don't have something to definitely add and bring to the team.
Exactly. Totally agree. Love every answer. I love both of you. You're amazing.
Thank you. Love you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It was so fun.
Yes, it was so awesome. Really quick, will you just give everybody the quick version of how you became a duo?
Patrice is our name.
We went to high school together, and we're just very, very close friends. We just kind of found each other, and we did a lot of duets and show choir together.
Dance together.
Time in the middle of the choir show. And just we're kind of the duo. We were just always together. And then he went on and did his professional career, and I started teaching. And then when I opened my studio, I said, come join me. And he is, we do so much choreography at the studio. And then with Tennessee, I asked him if he wanted to. I had done it for 7 years. And then I asked him if he wanted to come and join me. And he said, absolutely. So it just kind of, now we're just Patrice.
It's just like a connection when you get someone, like we do the same exact step or the same exact thought. And like she said before, sometimes it's like, sometimes you have a really super clear vision and they'll just like go for it, or vice versa. And it really works well together. But I think we also really trust each other and have the same vision, the same thought for the kids and for the dancers. And it just like, for some reason, like it works so well. We never argue about things. It's like, cool, try it. And 99% of the time it works because I think we trust each other, but there's also a history and a friendship that it makes it so fun for us. Like when we do a job together, we just laugh. We're like, this is work. Like it's so fun.
Yeah, we're not sure how we get so productive sometimes because we literally laugh our way through it. So
I love it.
But it makes it that much better.
What's your favorite show choir tune?
Oh. I don't know. She's still stuck on show choir. She said you had me at show choir.
Yeah, we used to do full dance duets in our show choir shows.
Yes.
Like from nowhere. Just why we're doing a dance concert in the middle of the show choir.
I don't know.
No, so many.
I know. Sorry, Toya. I don't know. You really stumped me on that one.
Right, all those dance questions, and you can't give me a show.
I know.
The show choir.
I didn't think show choir would be part of the questionnaire.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at T.R.A. Choreo and check out our website, www.toyarenee.com.